it's dirty right now.
What you doing, Violet?
I am cleaning the squash we just picked.
Yeah. Scrubbing it. So you got that one in your hand.
I scrubbed all these. These two are fused, so there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6
So
that
these
we picked.
had a little, probably blossom end rot. I don't know. They did develop though, so I'm not sure if that's what it is. But these two pairs are completely fused together. So that was kind of interesting. If you know why, please tell us in the comments. We also got this salad spinner full of kale, which is pretty beautiful. So pretty good harvest today.
Yep. Hi everybody. So we saw on Facebook that somebody asked how you prune tomatoes, and this video is what we're gonna prune tomatoes.
So Violet's got our tomato apron on, and that has, show them what it has, show them what's in the pockets.
So what we have in here are strips of pieces of clothing that Mom tore to make masks.
Yeah.
And she had leftovers, so we are using them like that special tape that you use to like tape tomatoes on.
Yeah, to give them some support.
Yeah.
So here's one of the fabric strips right here. And we've just tied that loosely so that the plant still has plenty of room to move. We just tie that around for support. So this plant, we've actually pruned this one quite a bit, but this branch right here, it's kind of laying on the ground, and we don't want that. So we're gonna actually tie this guy up.
Do you want one?
Okay, so, well, we're not pruning, we're just supporting. Just gonna pick this guy up.
Mommy is picking it up and tying it on this tape thing. And
You just have to do it loosely.
yeah, you have to do it loosely so it's not like tightly. Like if you do it tightly, it's probably gonna break the plant.
Exactly. It can't get any bigger, right?
Yeah. Here you go.
Thank you. Okay. So here's another plant.
So this plant right here is like very tilted, and it's just so sad. Like
Needs some support.
we're getting some tomatoes.
This has a huge stem. You see how wide how big this stem is?
Oh yeah, that's
Huge. So
Totally
no wonder
huge.
it's fallen over because it's so heavy.
Yeah. Your beans are dying from bunnies.
Alright, how's that look? Better?
Kind of.
Kind of.
Still leaning over a little bit.
Well, I don't want to tie it too tight.
Yeah, we don't want to tie the two.
I mean, we might need to prune it too, if there's branches that are still...
Yeah.
One thing that you don't want is your leaves laying on the ground or even really close to the ground, because when it rains or when you water, that foliage is going to stay really wet and it'll be more susceptible to
Hey, Mom.
blights and pests. So we're going to go ahead and here, I'll show you. You see this plant has quite a few branches that are laying right on the ground. So we're just going to trim these off. None of them have fruit, so we're going to be pretty vicious about it because they don't have any flowers. So I'm just going to go all the way back to where that branch connects to the main stalk of the plant.
Yeah, and the plant.
Just pull that all out.
The plant that Mom is trimming is our jet star.
That's one of the jet stars, right? And then these, if you have a sucker that's this big, you can actually pull off some of these bottom leaves and just put this in water and it will root, and you can plant that if you have extra space in your garden. So that's another tip.
So this is a tomato sucker, and if they're really small, you just have to pinch and then pull.
Let me see it again. Okay, so what makes it a sucker?
It's very small.
And where is it growing?
It's growing in the armpit.
Yep, it's growing in the armpit of the plant. And we
Please
don't
leave water.
we don't want a new branch right here.
Mhm.
It's not really a good place. So what are you gonna do about it? When it's that little, what do you do?
When it's that little, you pinch and you.
Yep,
Well,
just pull it off.
if it's this big, you can just pull it off.
Right. And
like
what
that.
if it's bigger? What should you do if it's bigger?
Bigger? So if you ever have a giant sucker,
If it gets away from you.
if it gets away from you and you spotted one, all you have to do is get some pliers or something,
Pruners, yeah.
pruners, and then just trim it off.
Should you use those by yourself if you're a kid?
No.
No, they're
You
pretty
always
dangerous.
have to have a grown-up if a kid is doing it. This is our jet star, which has formed a giant one.
Yep, it's looking really good.
Do we have a black light?
We do not have a black light. Did you see something that you thought was a hornworm?
Yeah. I
Oh,
see
no.
little tiny things crawling on it.
Those are not, no, hornworms are green.
And if you come over here, this is forming thousands and thousands of tomatoes.
That is a big cluster of fruit right there. I don't know if it's thousands, but it's a lot.
Yeah, it's maybe 7 or 8. This one is not happy a little bit, but it is forming some tomatoes.
Got some more up here.
Yep,
Yep.
I just found a bean. So this is our green onion plant. As you can see, so yeah, that's doing really well. And we planted it with these pea plants, which we pulled out.
Mm-hmm. And that was just that green onion was just a cutting that we had from one we bought from the store.
Oh, there's Judah.
Here comes a brother.
There's Judah, which you've never seen on tape before.
You want to say hi, bud?
Jude, say hi. You have to say it really loud. Hi!
Great job. How are you doing?
Good.
All right. We're just talking about the garden.
Oh. Yep. So, if we come over here, we have got a few squash. And
Yep, we harvested off this plant
as you can
today.
see, there's a little some little cuts in there.
Yeah, we still got some new blossoms coming.
Yep.
This is like bigger than Violet's head.
As you can see.
Yeah, these are seeming to be pretty happy.
Even this is bigger than my head.
We actually, Violet, we might need to prune some of these really big leaves off because they're covering our mystery plants. Okay, what's this one?
So this is our zucchini plant, and we're getting some zucchini.
There, we got a baby
There we go,
zucchini.
baby.
And a bunch of blossoms about to open.
And if you come over here, right here, what? Cucumber plant. They are getting some cucumber babies.
Yes, these are really happy. We need to we need
Very
to
happy.
train these up the trellis a little bit. That's hard to do with one hand.
And now,
We pulled out our peas.
yeah.
What are we going to do in that space instead?
So in this space, we're gonna put more beans in.
Yeah.
And
why do we need to put more beans in?
Because all of these weren't doing well.
Why do we need to put more beans in though?
those beans right here, if you come over here, like if you come right here, they're just completely destroyed.
Yeah, what happened to them?
They got eaten by bunnies.
Yep, they got eaten by bunnies.
And look at this. This isn't even growing.
Yep.
It had some blossoms on it.
Yep, now luckily, this one has gone almost to the top of the trellis, so we're hopeful that some of these might still be able to put some beans on. But you can see right here as well, all those ends are just lopped right off.
Yep.
And that's because we have bunnies in our garden.
Lots.
Yeah.
Lots.
So usually we use blood meal to deter them, but we ran out.
We ran out.
And we don't have a fence, so it's just kind of one of those things.
You come over here, right here. These are our chive plants, which have not formed any chives yet.
Well, those are the chives. They're kind of like green onions. You cut off that part, and that's what you eat. So they're actually growing really well, and we can harvest some soon. They're probably about twice as tall as when we put them in last week.
Yay.
And we harvested our lettuce, so it's looking kind of bad, but not because of bunnies, just because we ate it for dinner the other night. And then, do you want to talk about these before we keep walking?
Oh yeah. So these don't have any little babies yet, I don't think.
But they're doing really well,
Yes,
getting
they are.
really big,
Yes, they are.
and they are putting out lots of tendrils for climbing. So
There's a very long tendril.
yeah, that one is really long.
Ah,
So they're
it's
doing really
grabbing
well,
onto me.
and they have a million. So they're gonna have some. We're gonna have some cucumbers soon.
This is our kale plant, which
We have 2 of them.
yeah, we have 2 kale plants, which are doing fabulous. We've harvested them like 7 times.
Yep, and one of those times was earlier today, so we just harvested them.
And these peppers, they're flowering, definitely.
They are. Do you
They're
see any baby
definitely
peppers on there?
flowering. Oh, yep. There's a little guy. There's a little pepper.
Oh yeah, hello little guy. You're doing great.
So this little guy right here, Daddy just mowed today, so it has a lot of grass in it.
It's okay, it's
But
mulch.
this is our kind of happy pear tree.
Yeah, that's our little pear tree that we grew from some seeds.
Yeah.
From a pear from the store.
And
Oh, look at the chamomile.
chamomile is great.
Has a bunch of new flowers. Again, Daddy just mowed, so there's
Whoa.
like grass and everything. But Jude, don't step on the chamomile or the lavender, okay?
Whoa. So don't step on these. And this is our these are our tiger lilies,
Mm-hmm.
which we've grown before, right?
Oh yeah.
Did we?
These are bulbs, so they just come up every year. We don't have to do much. And then what are these?
These are our thousands and thousands.
Oh, look at the bumblebees. Wonder if I can get them on the camera. Can you see the bumblebee down there?
I think it's
There
mad.
it is. Oh, Jude, come out of there, please. You're gonna upset the bees. Let's let them do their job.
Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody.
Thanks
See
for
you next
watching.
time. Thanks for watching.
See you next time.
See you next time.